MKBHD here. Sony WH1000XM4. These are those. And you couldn't tell just by looking at them because they look almost identical to the Mark IIIs from the last generation, but that's totally fine because no one really had any major complaints with the Mark IIIs. At least I didn't. I crowned them my active noise cancellation kings. But now, here they are. These are the Mark IVs. They are the same price, $349, and Sony, smartly, took the if it ain't broke, don't fix it approach and basically just addressed all the small little requests that people like me had with the last generation. It's like they lined up all our little nitpicks and knocked them all down. So okay, what was left to improve? Well, number one, my biggest request was multiple device support, and it took them 2 years, but they finally did it, and they've added multiple device support to the Mark IV. So the ability to pair these headphones actively to more than one device at once. It might sound like kind of a niche thing, but it's such a big deal if you have your headphones paired to your computer and your phone at the same time, or your tablet and your phone at the same time. You're listening to music on one thing, you get a phone call on the other, and it just seamlessly, automatically switches. Then you hang up and go back to music and it switches back. It's just so much better of an experience than going into Bluetooth settings, unpairing, then repairing manually every time. So that's number one, and it's actually been improving over time. When I first got these headphones, it didn't really work very well at all, but they've been getting software updates, and through the Sony app, they've gotten better. So it's fixed itself up over time, and we'll probably continue to get updates and hopefully keep getting better in the future. So with that by itself, to be honest, they probably could have stopped there, and I would have been happy. That's all I really wanted. But number two, they also made the noise cancellation better than on the Mark IIIs. Now, I crown the Mark IIIs my active noise cancellation kings because the noise cancellation and sound quality was so good on them that I picked them over better looking, better feeling, cooler headphones like the Surface headphones because of it. And this is better. So the Mark IVs, again, sound incredible, super clean and bright and full with all the same noise cancellation controls in the Sony app like before, all your EQ settings. But now the noise cancellation cancels out slightly more of some higher frequencies too. So it's always been amazing with low frequency hums, stuff like airplanes and trains and rumbles that you've already known. But now with things like dishwashers and cars and even people's voices, it cancels more of those out too. Now I can't necessarily tell a difference immediately between the 3s and the 4s as far as noise cancellation. It's not like a reason to buy the 4s. But I did notice that typing on my mechanical keyboard, which has brown switches, the clacking was generally canceled out really well. And bottom line here is you're not going to find a better pair of noise cancellation headphones just as far as pure isolation and sound quality. So if there's a better one out there, I haven't found it yet. It's like being in another dimension sometimes. There's also technically some very slight physical adjustments to the dimensions too. The cushions are 10% larger, so that's technically an improvement. And also, if you look inside the left ear cup, you'll see a proximity sensor, and that's for the wear detection feature that I'll get to in a second. But actually, believe it or not, this helped me find which was the left and right ear cup a little faster. But the one that really matters is the new mics. So the Mark IV now has a better mic pattern with 5 microphones for better call quality and better voice recognition. So I've never really thought the microphone quality of wireless headphones was that amazing to begin with. Like, as long as they work, you can hear my voice, that's fine. But these actually have 5 microphones built into them now, which is an improvement. And so apparently they can cancel out background noises better, and you can hear my voice a little bit more isolated. So as long as that's true, then that's also nice. If you fire up the Sony app, there's again some nice convenient features in here enabled by the sensors and mics on the headphones. You may never use these, or you may be like me and use some of them some of the time, but I'll go in order of coolest to most gimmicky here. So wear detection is unique to the Mark IVs thanks to the added sensor in the left ear cup. So with that, in the Sony Headphones app, you can tell it to pause music when you take the headphones off and turn the headphones off after they've been off of your head for a while to save battery, which is smart. You can also now, while the music is playing, put your hand over the right ear cup like that, and it will drop the music way down, turn noise cancellation off, pass through, and amplify voices. So in theory, if you want to talk to someone while keeping the headphones on, you don't want to have to do the whole on-off thing, you can just pull one of these and you're talking to someone. I think that's maybe useful sometimes on public transit or on an airplane, if we ever get to do that again. If you just want to talk to someone real quick. But as soon as you take your hand off, the music comes right back and the noise cancellation is back on and you're right where you left off. So that's all right. And it's fast. Like, I think that makes a big difference to actually using the feature. If I put my hand there and you had to wait a second for it to kick in, that would be kind of disappointing. As soon as I put my hand there, boom, I'm listening to people. But then maybe the most gimmicky feature is the speak to chat function, which basically will use the mics and I guess other sensors in the headphone to be able to tell when I start speaking. And when I do start speaking, it will pause my music, turn off noise cancellation, and amplify voices. So I'm wearing the headphones, listening to music, I start talking, it pauses the music, and now I'm having a conversation through the headphones. And I guess that's fine. It works. It was surprisingly effective at not accidentally doing it when I wasn't talking. But, you know, if someone walks up to me and starts talking, I go, "What?" And then the music pauses, and then I'm talking to them. Now the music is paused and I have to play it again or go back into the settings to turn the noise cancellation back on. And you can tell it in the settings to turn that automatically off after 15 seconds, 30 seconds, or 60 seconds. But generally, this wasn't a feature I found myself wanting to use very much. So you can turn it on, but I turned it off. Overall, though, these are basically my ideal headphones. You know, I think the design could be cooler if it had dials on the side like the Surface headphones, or maybe some more cool colors like a matte red or something like that. But generally, this same matte black understated design is totally fine with me. The same touchpad on the side, that's cool. The same Google Assistant or Amazon Alexa trigger from the custom button on the bottom, it's fine. The same case they came with is also fine. I have a designated place in my backpack for them. And there's just really nothing fundamentally wrong with these headphones at all, and I very much appreciate that about them. So it's pretty clear, these are great and they're easy to recommend, but a nice bonus of these existing now is that the Mark IIIs I've seen on sale as low as about $250. So I'll leave a link to those below as well. They, again, won't have multi-point support, so if you don't need two paired things at once, this could be a nice discount. I'll have that link below, but again, the Mark IV is pretty sick. So thank you, Sony, for making this such an easy review. Thank you to the Histogram t-shirt for sponsoring this video, shop.mkbhd.com. And thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.